Hello interwebs, this is just a project share. I did sort of my own journaling cards. I also did like some, I guess I'll call these art tiles. I don't usually use art tiles or anything, but just playing around basically. Also made other ones that are in longer strips that I can cut down to whatever size I need. So yeah, basically it's just project share like I said, just showing my shit off. Alright, so before I get into it, the stamp that I used for the journaling cards, Atelier Dreams, I don't know, it's a Etsy shop. Technically it's for like planners and things like that, but hey, I'd rather pay, a couple bucks or whatever instead of like 15 for the bigger ones. I'll just make do, thank you. Okay, so this one right here, the 4 tiles or whatever, they came from a set I got off of, I want to say Wish, but it might have been Amazon. Crafty Individuals. And the first one is actually this one right here, and I kind of don't like it. Because I did it with embossing powder, but it doesn't really matter if you do it, emboss it or stamp it. It kind of turns out the same, like kind of muddy in this area. So if anything, I could use it for a background, and stick something else on here. But yeah, I really don't like this one. I love the color combination, but not too crazy about that one in particular. Alright, next one's going to be a little hard to see, and it is... Yeah, no, sorry, Claire. This one right here. Again, kind of don't like it. It's too, like, negative, not like, bad, like they're a negative person, like, a film negative or something. I don't know, I'll try it again at another time, but not, supremely crazy about it either. Alright, this next one is this right here. I do like it. It didn't turn out great embossed. But again, I could just use it as a background for something else. Alright, and last but not least is this one right here. And it actually turned out pretty okay. For some odd reason, I didn't get the corner right here. But I love blue and black, so I love the colors, but it turned out mostly okay. Okay, so for the strips or whatever that I can cut down at a later time, I cut up a hamburger helper box and used gesso and just distress inks. Sprayed it with a little bit of water. Like this one is pink and blue. This is the stamped images of the art tiles I just showed you. Again, even stamped, this one's a little bit too negative for me. But the rest turned out pretty okay. So yeah, I could just cut them, individually. This one was same thing, distress ink and worn lipstick and vintage photo, and this right here was the worn lipstick and the chipped sapphire. But same thing, sprayed a little bit of water to muddy it up a bit. Alright, this one is upside down. Again, I can cut these down as needed. This one was the evergreen bough. Yeah, evergreen bough. Distress ink. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That was broken china. Sorry. This one's a little bit more green. This one is the evergreen bough. Just for whatever reason, that looks a little bit more green to me. I don't know why you'd ask me. But yeah, again, I can just cut these down. Alright, put those to the side. And then I'm going to show you the other 3 that I made from the Hamburger Helper box. They're a little bit thicker, so I wouldn't use them for, like, say, journaling cards or anything, really. But if my camera will focus, okay. I was playing around with embossing resist technique, and it was kind of large, so I cut it in half. But I like the blue and the white. It's the broken china, so I like it. I don't know what the world I'm going to use it for, but I guarantee I will find something. And then this is just the other half. Like I said, it was just kind of too big, because I don't really do cards or anything. It would have been great for a card, but I don't have any family, don't like people, so I got like one friend, downstairs neighbor. No reason to send her a card, so. But anyway. Then the last one I absolutely love. Personally, of course, but you know. I love that dress form stamp that I got. I should use a bigger one, actually. I have another. It's probably about the same size as this whole thing right here. But okay, so on to the DIY journaling cards, or my journaling cards, or whatever. This one I did with Distress Ink Vintage Photo and a acrylic cling stamp, which it probably doesn't really pick up on camera, but in real life it got kind of muddy. Not too much though. Actually, it was a really nice effect. Very vintagey. I like it a lot. I just wish it kind of picked up on camera, actually, which that's kind of strange, but whatever. Alright, and this one I stamped first, and then I put this mulberry paper or handmade paper. Honestly, I really don't know the difference. If there is a difference, excuse my ignorance, but I know it's at least handmade paper. I like it. It kind of, you know, dulls down the black to where it's not, you know, in your face black. So, you know, that kind of works for me. And here's another one with the handmade paper. I know it's Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous. I'm not sure 100% what exactly collection it is, but that's basically how I did all the back of the cards. You know, nothing spectacular. Although some did have an interesting effect, because I did do some in the watercolor paper, but I'll show you that when I get to that. Alright, and this one I colored in with the metallic-y glitter pens or whatever. Alright, so like this one is one of the watercolor paper ones. I absolutely love this one, but you know, of course I do because I made them, but you don't always like your work though, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I really like this one. I might have done something different with the gold drip thing here, but I mean, that's really the only thing I would change. I love it, honestly. But that's what I did to the back. The inks I use are like the homemade alcohol ink sprays. But there's one in here especially that the ghosting or whatever on the back really works, and I'm really happy that it actually did it. I'll show you that one in just a second here. I love feathers and things, so of course I had to do one with feathers. This one is mainly a background. I might, if I could find like a picture or something that I really like that I want to put on here, I will, but you know, I'm still happy with it either way. I used the Harlequin stencil with some gesso. I just used different colors to kind of blend together. Splattered some gesso on it. This one really didn't, I mean it did, but not as bad as some of them. But you know, they're for my own personal use, so no big deal. This is another one that has that handmade paper. I just stamped right on top of it this time. But I like the effect it gives. I think that's pretty. And this one's one of my fairy ones, which I got another fairy stamp, which that's the one that I'm talking about that the ghosting turned out really good. Got it from the Wish app. And for whatever reason, it will not stamp properly. I've tried, you know, direct stamping. I've tried turning it over, rubbing the paper on top. Yeah. I have to actually, you know, take it off and, you know, manually manhandle it or whatever I guess you'd say. But it's really pretty, so I'm willing to work with it. This came from that same stamp collection that the sentiment or saying was from, and so is the next one actually. I love that butterfly. Alright, this is another one where I was playing with the emboss resist technique. This is originally blue paper, and I used my vintage photo to fill in the gaps, I guess you would say. But I really love the colors together. This one, I just kind of, I don't know, fill the gaps in really. I try to keep it, you know, cohesive. I use the bees because, you know, there's a bee inside that stamp. But I still like it. Alright, and this is another one I use at Harlequin Stencilon. Tree branch. I love dragonflies. I think they're gorgeous, so. That is just, it bled pretty badly on the back, but again, you know, this stuff's for my own personal use, so if I was gonna give it to somebody else or give it away or anything, you know, I'd put a layer or something, you know, of another piece of paper on the back, you know, to cover it up. But I like this one too, the pink and the brown. It's really not picking up the colors, like seriously, this is so much darker pink on, I don't know why, maybe it's because it's against the white paper. I don't know, but like, it's really a lot darker pink, like worn lipstick dark. So my camera is not doing my stuff justice here. Okay, now this one is the one I was talking about. Sorry. I think she is absolutely gorgeous, but it takes forever and a millennia to get her to stamp right. But the ghosting, that's what I was talking about. To me, that's just perfect. I love it. I love how it turned out. So between this one and that love one, these are my two favorite. Well, and the blue and brown dress form, my three favorite. But yeah, I really liked how that turned out in the front and back. So, and very last one. So this one I used Tim Holtz's Skull and Crossbones, Jolly Roger, whatever. Stencil with some gesso, but beforehand I stamped some butterflies. So I might possibly go back and splatter some white, I'm not sure. But for right now, at least, that one is done. Alright, so that's really pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to do a show and tell, basically. maybe give y'all a few ideas or whatever, you know. All right, well, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.